I'm a terrorist. Okay? This is the hot spots of terrorism and other crimes in the United States from 1970 to 2008. Department of Homeland Insecurity, Science and Technology, Human Factors, Behavioral Sciences Division. These are the people who are very, very well paid to sit and watch a guy going, I think he's a terrorist. Let's arrest him now so that he won't terrorize somebody. Okay, it's pre-cognitive crime, pre-crime division. What was that? Minority Report? No, something like that. Anyway, here's what they say in their book. These are the terrorists now. The extreme right wing groups that believe that one's personal and or national way of life is under attack and is either already lost or that the threat is imminent. For some, the threat is from a specific ethnic, racial, or religious group, and believe in the need to be prepared for an attack either by participating in paramilitary preparations and training or survivalism. Stop right here. In other words, if you think that the Muslims coming over into this country are not going to be a friend of the Constitution, you're a terrorist. Okay? And by the way, if you're on Facebook with this stuff, they already know who you are. Okay? And it goes on to say groups may also be fiercely nationalistic as opposed to universal and international in orientation, anti-global. If you're against the whole world coming together into one government, you're a terrorist. Suspicious of centralized federal authority. The governor of the state of Texas is a terrorist because he's suspicious of centralized federal authority. So am I. Reverent of individual liberty. That's me. And believe in conspiracy theory. I not only believe them, I teach them. That involve grave threat to national sovereignty and or personal liberty. You are a terrorist. You have the extreme left wing. Then you have religious groups that seek to smite the purported enemies of God and other evildoers, impose strict religious tenets or laws on society. Fundamentalist. Forcibly insert religion into the political sphere. Those who seek to politicize religion such as Christian Reconstructionists and Islamists, and or bring about Armageddon, apocalyptic millenarian cults. For example, Jewish Direct Action, Mormon extremists, that's Mitt Romney. Jamaat el-Fuqua and Covenant Sword and Arm of the Lord are included in this category. You're a terrorist. And I found this interesting graphic here. Okay? This is the number of terrorist attacks in the United States from 1970 to 2008. And I want you to notice that from 1970, there was a lot of them, like almost 500. Okay? Then it goes down over the years to the year, and it never went back up. Now, I want you to think about this. Who was doing the terrorizing in the 1970s? Was it the Republican Party? Was it the church people? Was it preachers? Was it Bible-thumping Baptists? Was it the Islamic jihadists? No, they weren't really here then. Who was it? It was the left wing. It was the hippies. It was the people like Saul Alinsky and the Weather Underground that trained Barack Obama. It was people like Bill and Hillary Clinton who were protesting everything in the early 70s. Down with government, down with this, down with the establishment, down with marriage. They were the ones who were blowing up buildings and killing cops and robbing banks and doing all these things. It was them. And now they are in government, the establishment. They're the man. And now who are they pointing the finger at? Matthew chapter 10, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Matthew 19:29, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive an 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Luke 21, these are signs of the times. Great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and unto prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Luke 21:14, settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not an hair of your head perish. And your patience possess ye your souls. You see, Jesus said, yeah, they're going to hate you. They're going to hate you. I mean, you can go ahead and protest all you want to about the evil government and this and that and the other, but everybody at some point is going to hate you because of this. They're going to hate you because of this. Let me finish up here. Had one of our astute watchers send me this. They said, Pastor Mike, we were at the Space Needle in Seattle. We had seen your teaching about prayer labyrinths and what it means, and they said, they built one there at the Space Needle in Seattle, and they got a little swing on it, okay? And the prayer labyrinth. Let me explain that a little bit. In fact, no, let me go to this. Okay? A friend of mine out in North Carolina said, Pastor Mike, got a big Baptist church here, big wingding, hotshot, coffee shop Baptist church out here that had made big news because they built a prayer labyrinth at their church. Here it is, First Baptist, Elkin, North Carolina. We are learning how to follow Jesus and helping others to follow also. So they built this labyrinth. Okay, now let me kind of remind you what this is in case you just think, oh, that's just some cute design they put in there and it doesn't mean anything. No, actually, the church leads people to walk the prayer labyrinth. Let me tell you what it is. They get inside this thing. Notice, don't you look at it. Notice that it's not a straight line. I mean, let's just think Bible terms here. This is at a church after all. A church, right? Okay? Straight is the way and narrow is the gate that leadeth to life everlasting. It's a straight road. Whereas in Proverbs it talks about the ways of the strange woman. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. You cannot easily look at this and figure out where it's going to go. It's two spirits is what it is. What spirit is in this church? And by the way, the prayer labyrinth goes all the way back to ancient mystery religions. You had a teaching. Here we go. You had a teaching that the labyrinth represented the descent into the underworld, the pit. Because buried down in the pit was a minotaur. Look at what he looks like. He's a hybrid. He's an animal-human hybrid. And he wants to be released out of the labyrinth. And it takes someone going down the pathways to get there to release him. So the teaching is that when you walk the prayer labyrinth and you contemplate and meditate and you get to the center, notice, and go back, they got a bench there, so you can sit there in that one spot. That's geomancy, by the way. Geomancy is witchcraft based upon geographic locations. They're telling you that if you get to this one spot here in the center, in the sacred center point, then you can release the divinity. This is also from their website. They're bragging about it. They call it spiritual life. Intentional development of one's relationship with God through Christ is the heart of spiritual life at First Baptist. Various small groups and activities provide occasions to deepen and enrich one's relationship with God As we develop our spiritual life, we are encouraged to live as we have been called. This involves not just learning about God and deepening one's intimacy with God, but reflecting our relationship with God in our daily living. The spiritual life is an exciting journey that transforms us. And then they mention here the Labyrinth renewal baptism service. Okay, renewal. In fact, I wrote them down here. Ask yourself, are any of these in the Bible? Are any of these practices in the Bible? A labyrinth? No. Renewal, in other words, being baptized twice? No. Lectio Divina, that means contemplative prayer, reciting over and 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 over a phrase from the Bible so that you go into a trance and then you can find God down in there because He's buried in there. You need to let Him out. That's not it. Spiritual gift studies, on and on. These things, prayer vigils, labyrinth, lectio, being water baptized. Again, these are practices that transform them, but none of them are in the Bible. None of them. This is a Southern Baptist church. They're not only going against their own doctrinal statement, because the doctrinal statement of the Southern Baptist still says that they believe in salvation by grace through faith and not of works. That's the traditional Baptist stance on salvation. And I know a lot of Southern Baptist churches are not even following that anymore because they don't follow a lot of other stuff. But this one especially, they're lying. They're lying. They're lying through their teeth, saying, we're still Southern Baptists. Not. No, you're not. You're not even following your own rules, but you're not even following the Scriptures. 2 Timothy 3:16, all Scripture is given by inspiration of God, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. You don't know how to get closer to God? You read this book. God will bring you closer to Him. It's not done through labyrinths and prayer walkings. And you know what this? It's occult practices inside the church. It's witchcraft is what it is. It's New Age witchcraft in this church. And it's a big church. Jeremiah had something to say about it. 21:14. But I will punish you according to the fruit of your doing, saith the Lord, and I will kindle a fire in the forest thereof, and it shall devour all things round about. I will punish you according to the fruit. The fruit, you know what the fruit of our doings is in this country? The New World Order, the Illuminati, the rise of the beast and the mark of the beast, and global government, global religion, and global commerce. So yeah, I'm against the Illuminati. It's the Illuminati doing this. No, it's us. It's us. We're going to get the fruit of our doings. What was it that Eve was not supposed to eat on that tree? The fruit of her doings. So anyway, and God said, I will kindle the fire. And look at how many churches are going, fire! We're going to release the fire! We're going to be on fire! God said, yeah, I'm going to release a fire on you, all right. Anyway, good to be with you today. This is the world we live in. We're fixing to get it, according to the Scriptures. Come out of Babylon, people. Come out. This is Pastor Mike. I love you. God bless you. We'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.